Hello everyone and welcome to the second video in the series Python for Data Science. In the previous video, we talked about what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, big data, and why we use Python for data science. In this video, we will briefly talk about Python variables and data types. So, Python is a high language general purpose programming language created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. It is a high-level language, meaning it is closer to human-readable language. Its syntax is very close to human languages, and it is not as close to machine language. It is simple, readable, and it has a beginner-friendly syntax. Supports multiple programming style. It has strong community support, and it is platform independent and open source. Platform independent meaning it can run on multiple platforms like Windows, Mac, and Linux. Next, we will talk about variables and data types. So, what are variables? Just like in real life, we have boxes and containers to store objects. In programming languages, we have variables which are named memory locations to store data. If you are familiar with other programming languages like C or Java, in these languages, to create a variable, we have to specify its data type. But in Python, there is no need to declare the type of the variable. A variable is created the moment we assign a value to it. So here I have presented the syntax for multiple assignment. If we have multiple variables like x, y, z, we can assign them their values in a single statement. Here's the syntax for assigning the same value to multiple variables. And the third point I want to talk about. First, we have a variable named x. First, we have assigned it an integer value. We will talk about the data types shortly. So first, we have assigned it the value 10, which is a number. And then we have assigned it a value 10 within quotes, which is a string. So in other languages like C, this would give us an error. But in Python, we can change the values of variables and we can also change the data type. Like first we have assigned it an integer value and then we have changed the value to string, and that is allowed in Python. Now we will look at some variable naming rules. So the rules are there on your screen. We cannot start a variable with a number. It must start with a letter or an underscore, but in programming practice, we usually do not start a variable using an underscore. We start with an alphabet. We cannot use spaces or any special characters. Our variables can only contain letters, numbers, and underscores. The variable names are case sensitive, meaning small letter variables and variable names with capital letters, they are different. They are considered different. And we should avoid using Python keywords. Keywords are reserved words. They have a special purpose in the language. Next, we will talk about some naming conventions. Like, first of all, we have snake case. In snake case, if we have a variable with multiple words, we will separate the words using underscore. Next, we have camel case. Here, the first word would start with a small letter, but the next word all the subsequent words would start with capital letter. Then we have Pascal case, which is also upper camel case. Every word here starts with a capital letter, so it's easy to identify the different words in a variable name, like total marks is valid user. Now we will look at the basic data types in Python. First of all, we have Boolean, which is represented with the keyword bool, and it has the values true and false. Then we have integer, which is a set of all integers, just like in mathematics, and the representation is int. Then we have complex numbers, which is a set of all complex numbers, and the representation is complex. Then we have float, which contains floating point values, and the representation is float. Then we have string, which is just a sequence of characters within quotes single quotes or double quotes, and the representation is str. Lastly, we will look at the type function and typecasting. So in Python, if we want to know the data type of a variable, we can use the type function. So uh, we just have to pass the variable as an argument of the type function. The syntax is present on the screen. So if we have declared three variables x, y, and z and assigned values for them, and we type and we just print the type of x, it will give us class int, which means it is an integer variable. If we print the type of y, it shows us class float, which means it is a float variable, and the type of variable z is string. Next, we talk about typecasting. Typecasting is converting one variable to another data type. So the syntax is again present on the screen. Now this will only work the for compatible data types. For example, we can convert in the first example we have 10 within quotes, meaning it is a string variable. We can convert it to its corresponding integer value, right? But we cannot, let's say we have a variable which stores the value true. We cannot convert true to integer data type. That will give us an error. So this works only for compatible data types. So this was the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and in the next video we will talk about Python operators.